I don't want that.
I imagine most people are familiar with Balisongs, or what they're more commonly referred to butterfly knives, thanks to games like CSGO, TF2, Apex, and Valorant. If you don't, just look at it. Knife flip, look good, fun. There's more to it obviously, but it's mainly for fun and for skill expression because you can do some incredibly impressive tricks with it. So one bad financial decision later, I realized I kinda hate this game. So the next best thing? Try to get a hold of a Balisong in real life. Except live Balisongs were illegal where I grew up, and I also did not want to buy what is supposed to be a weapon to play around with. So I opted for a trainer, which is essentially just a dull, safe version of a Balisong. And despite the fact that I was heavily inspired by CSGO at the time, I didn't spring for a curved Balisong, which is good because they're pretty notorious for being not great flippers. Instead, in middle school, me and my friends got a hold of a cheap butterfly knife with Swiss cheese-like holes all over it. It wasn't like the majority of trainers you see on Amazon today, where it is very obviously not a real blade. Yet, somehow we thought it was a smart idea to bring it to school on multiple occasions. We somehow never got in trouble, but that interest in flipping butterfly knives kind of dwindled after middle school, and I just stuck to looking at them in video games. It wouldn't be until college where the fire lit up again, and I decided to get a little serious about the hobby. This was right around when Will Hirsch and Nabalis released the Volp, so I swiftly, without much of a second thought, bought the Volp in its beautiful purple color. Not even a month later, while I was still a complete novice at flipping, I bought the Squid Industries Nautilus in Winter Inked Black. Awesome, right? No, it's actually really stupid, because even though the Volp was a really nice beginner option, the moment I got the Nautilus, it took over as the main one I flipped. Which wouldn't be a bad thing if I knew how to flip properly, but I didn't. This meant that while I was still a beginner, I was using a $200+ Balisong as my beater. If you're unfamiliar with the term beater, it just means the Balisong that you're okay with it getting beat up a little. So my dumbass was dropping the Nautilus constantly, and after a while, fucked it up. And no amount of maintenance seemed to fix it. You'd think after that I'd be a bit more cautious, right? Nope. After that, I got two more Balisongs. One was the Mako 4.5 in orange. It's pretty nice, but it has no jimping or texture on the handle aside from the top, so the grip is not that great. The other was a replica of the Valorant Balisong. It's mainly just for show. It's not a great flipper. And then I kind of just stopped flipping. I'd gotten to an okay level, but not even remotely close to being able to do any of the beautiful combos that I had always wanted to do. I had hit a wall, and instead of keeping up with it, I just stopped. And for some time, they just sat on my desk, forever delegated to be decorations. Fast forward a few years, I'm done with college, and now I'm broke and jobless. Every now and again, I catch glimpses of them in the corner of my eye, calling for me. And one day, I finally had enough of just looking. Once that was out of the way, I was ready to learn to flip again. And holy shit.
I suck.
Who knew? Not flipping for years would make me super rusty, huh? Well, back to watching tutorials. Squid Industries, Big Flips, Artsy are all great resources and have fantastic breakdowns of moves. Aside from the big names, I actually found a YouTuber who does tutorial on tech, which is something I never really explored initially. And even though I'm still not really that good at flipping, I found this style of flipping super interesting, so I started to learn tricks in this style. I found overall I had a better time picking up tricks this time around. I was less prone to getting frustrated, meaning longer flipping sessions, meaning profit. It also means profit for the companies that produce Balisongs, because you know what happened not even 2 weeks into getting back into flipping? This is like Canyon from Nabalis, and it's my first false edge blade. I'm not counting that one, or the one from middle school. It's regarded as one of the better starter Balisongs, rivaled by probably the Volp. The main critique some people have with it is that it is a non-conventional flipping experience because of its stainless steel build. So if you started with this Balisong, it might be weird when you swap to a more traditional aluminum trainer like a squid trainer. Luckily for me, I already got some flipping experience behind me, so it should be okay? And it is. I quite enjoy how it flips. It definitely is very heavy at 4.46 ounces. For comparison, the Nautilus, which I flip regularly, is only 3.6 ounces. So when I switch between the two, it is very apparent how heavy it is. Also, this blade tip is f***ing sharp. Within the first 2 days I had it, I already managed to stab myself. Twice. There were minor injuries, but enough to make me wary of flipping it, especially when doing aerials. Also, because it's made of stainless steel, it's quite a different sound compared to the other Balisongs I have. Now, I'd like to rank my Balisongs from what I think are the worst to best flippers, if you don't mind. Well, you don't really have a choice, so here we go. So the worst is definitely the Valorant Balisong. Like I said, it's mainly for display. Like you could flip it, but I'm not good, so that's not happening. Also, there's something known as handle slap, and if that happens, your Balisong is busted, and yep. This Balisong has it. Not because it's broken. I've never dropped this one, but probably because it's cheapest to make like that. I believe this goes for around 35 bucks, around there. Next is the Mako. I believe this is the Mako 4.5. I love the color, and the design is pretty nice. There's a bottle opener at the top. I don't drink, so I don't really use it, but it's nice. It's cute. The grip is not that great. There's no jimping on the bottom. The bottom of the handles are like pretty much smooth, and the handle gap is pretty small. I compare it to something like the Volp. If I put the handles on top of each other, yeah, you can tell like the handle gap on the Mako is a bit smaller. Also, the blade is not hardened, so it has a tendency to bend a little when you drop it, so that's not great. I believe it goes for around 120. Next is the Volp. The Volp has pretty good grip. The top is textured here. It has jimping on the bottom. And I put inserts in the blade pretty early on, mainly to balance the weight distribution, which helped out with chaplains. And chaplains are what the Volp is known to be worst at. It's also great at fans, which is great because I love doing fans. The Volp, I believe, goes for around $65-ish. Next is the Canyon. And honestly, it's kind of crazy what they managed to pack in for $50. One, it's stainless steel, so it's a bit different than the other ones, which are aluminum. It sounds different because of it. Sounds great. Has great grip. There's jimping on the bottom. And it just looks really nice, even if it is really sharp. And like I said, this goes for $50. I believe right now it's on sale actually for $45, so even better. And then the Nautilus, my beloved. Easily the lightest of my Balisongs, and it's just great to flip. The handles are textured, and there's jimping on the bottom, so grip is great. I got inserts pretty early on, mainly for looks. I mean, I think it just looks great with the black and white. It also makes the weight a little bit, it makes it a little bit more neutral, so that's nice. Only thing is I've dropped this thing like crazy, and the tap annoys me sometimes. And this is, I got it blemished, so it was a slight discount. I believe it was around 220, something like that. And yeah, this is my favorite. Oh, I haven't talked about this one, have I? This is the Moab X Meridian from Glider Co. I got this like 2 weeks after the Canyon. I initially put myself on the mailing list because I knew Glider Co. usually takes a while for Balisongs to restock. So when I got the email, I lasted about all of 20 seconds before I folded and bought it. Luckily, I love this thing. It's so nice to flip. Tolerances are fantastic. There's like little to no play. I've dropped it a few times. I love the color, the two-tone color. So nice. Grip is great. It's textured here. There's jimping here. It also has an adjustable weight system, which I already swapped out to make the handle a little bit heavier, and I like it that way. It's great. And this is around 150. So yeah, this is my collection so far. The landscape is a bit different now compared to when I got back into Balisongs in college. The Vulp was the go-to recommendation for beginners because it was relatively cheap, but the build quality was really good compared to other Balisongs in the price point. Now, Nabalas is up their game, and there's plenty of cheaper options that are fantastic. Even Amazon has started to turn around, and decent Balisongs can be found on there. This hobby, which initially started out as just wanting to do some cool tricks with a knife, has now turned into also collecting a bunch of knives. Could I be spending my money more wisely? Probably, but like, look at them.
God, look at these.
God, they look so good.
Yes.
Nabalas also sent a small carrying case with the Canyon, which I'm not sure if it was a mistake or not, because according to their website, it only ships with certain Balisongs, the Canyon not being one of them. But it holds 3 Balisongs, and those 3 are the ones I usually flip. The other ones just sit on a display on top of stands I got from Squid Industries. Anyways, this was kind of an aside from my usual videos about games. It's something I've been pretty passionate about for a bit, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about, even if I took a bit of a break. You know, that's kinda similar to what happened to Osu with the 3-year break, huh? Tokaku also made her own video on Balisong flipping, and it's definitely worth a watch. It's more educational than mine, and she's much better at flipping than me. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you soon? Oh my
Whatever you do, don't flip while you're close to anything that has a
I
screen.
just smacked my monitor. Are you fucking kidding me?